Hello there. It's wonderful to be in Hillsdale. Thank you so much for allowing me to introduce myself to you. Uh, Excuse my voice. Uh, we are excited about this campaign. I think I've been in it, 3 weeks, Keith? Keith is our Columbia County Democratic Chair. He's been doing an awesome job helping to get the word out. We were in Austerlitz last weekend and Kinderhook, and now we're in Hillsdale. We'll be back again. But it's one of those fast and furious races because it is a special election, and you'll have to get out on April 24th and get all your friends out. What I'm finding is that this is a very different kind of campaign from what I've run before with the legislature. It's really a grassroots movement. I just met prior to, the reason we're a little late is we met with a group of predominantly women called Huddle. And if you look them up, you'll see that they have interests different from what women were interested in, 3 decades ago. Causes and candidates and concerns. So Todd told you a little bit about me. I can add that I just retired in June, so I have the time now to get involved in this campaign, which would have been challenging if I was still teaching accounting at the high school level. I'm originally from Malone, New York, a small town upstate. And what a lot of my friends never knew, because my friend Amy O'Connor is here, she's my campaign manager, and she was joking yesterday, we had an all-day photo shoot, and we were trying to get people to laugh, and she said, I've known this woman for 5 years, known her well, and I did not know that she grew up on a dairy farm, because I've been living in the city of Troy since I graduated from the College of St. Rose in 1981. And so everyone thinks I'm a city girl, which I am. I have public water, and I have, I have, public sewer. But what you need to know about me is I did not have that growing up, and so I understand the concerns of having a well and maybe being concerned about the drinking water and a septic tank. I understand what it was like to not have cable when everyone in the little town of Malone had access to cable. I've already heard, and I'll tell you, one of the top concerns in Columbia County that you have verified, and I was just talking with Gareth Rhodes and a couple people talking with him, broadband. Take it for granted. And I have Verizon because my family in Malone, it was advised, Verizon is definitely best for northern New York. But riding with Amy, who doesn't have Verizon, I've had to rely on my phone because we might not be here if we had to rely on her phone. So I got it about broadband. The Democratic Assembly campaign committee is very involved in my campaign because they truly believe we can win this seat back, the 107th. That has been held by a Republican for quite a while. And I believe we can do it. People who know me know that I'm a realist, and there's no reason why we can't do this. I have the support of NYSUT, New York State United Teachers. They are all in on this campaign. Capital Women, a group in the Capital District, and lots of other groups are emerging who are not your typical, how shall I say it, advocates for elections. They're involved, and they want to get the right people in office. So I know the Assembly District is made up of mainly Democrats right now. So I know that I can work with the majority and I can work with the governor, but I can also work with the minority. Because on the Rensselaer County Legislature, where I've been sitting since 2013, I've sat in the minority. And it's been very challenging because the majority controls everything. But I've been able to work with the minority and the county executive. So I feel that whatever role in the assembly I take on, I'll be able to work with people. And as an educator, teaching high school students in a public school, I've had to work with many different kinds of people, not just the students, but other educators, the students' families, the community. And so I will do that as your representative. Very detail-oriented. One of my supporters termed my campaign Cindy Doran means business. Because if I take something on, I'm going to follow it through. And I can multitask and do all of that. I wanted to come up with some kind of platform before my palm card is ready, and that should be prepared soon because I had the photo shoot yesterday. And so I know the opioid crisis is a concern. I know that public education is a true concern, and making sure that all schools receive adequate state funding to do the jobs they need to do in this really struggling world out there. In addition, the environment and drinking water has to be a concern because in Rensselaer County we've had so many issues with the PFOA in Hoosick Falls. I'm up to speed on that. I've met with Judith Enck, who was the regional environmental director under Obama. I plan to follow through with Averill Park's problems. They have some traces of arsenic in some of their wells. I've met with them. I've attended an opioid and heroin epidemic forum with at Columbia Green Community College maybe 10 days ago. 3 hours of really intense information, and then I took a lot of notes, and I'm certainly going to be doing my homework on all these issues. Economic development will always be a concern in keeping taxes down. So as the week progresses, I will be developing a much more detailed platform as to what I plan to strive for in this campaign. It's going to be fast, April 24th. What is it, six weeks away. So I'm going to need all your help. And I do have some index cards that I could pass around, or if there's maybe another way where you could garner the information about people who are willing to maybe do me a favor cards, or put a lawn sign in a prominent place in this community, or do some kind of phone banking, because it's going to come down to who gets the people out on April 24th. And I can tell you that the 107th is represented by almost 80% of Rensselaer County, which is now controlled by the Republicans, because the person who held this job before the election was Steve McLaughlin. He's our county executive. I know. And I'm hearing that on the campaign trail. He apparently was not visible. He didn't listen to people's concerns. And I'm hearing that even in Rensselaer County, where he lived. So I promise you that will not be the case. But he's now going to make sure that the Republicans get out and vote on April 24th. He has hand-chosen the person I'm running against, who is a 30-year-old man with 2 months of non-legislative experience. He hasn't had to attend a committee meeting or speak on an issue. I know he's a veteran. I live with a former veteran, a Vietnam era veteran. So I understand what the campaign's going to be about. I don't know what they're going to pull out of my voting record. I'm sure they're going to use the SAFE Act, which I support. And they're going to probably talk about the Second Amendment to the Constitution. I'm just kind of guessing how they'll conduct the race. But we have to get our people out. People who want to change, people who want someone in there who's not represented by big business. I'm a public school teacher. It's my background. And I'm involved in my community. I do have one son. He's 22, and he just graduated from college. And I have a family outside of the area who are very supportive, but I need you guys. And I know from what I've read that Todd has been sending back and forth. Amy O'Connor is here. She's sitting behind Todd. You want to get involved, and you want to make a difference, and we want to win these races. I've met Aidan O'Connor, because he has part of this area. He's another dynamic individual who can make a difference in the assembly. So I appreciate you listening to me. I appreciate whatever you can do for me. I appreciate any kind of financial support that can come my way, because it's a very expensive race, and I don't have expensive benefactors. So, but more importantly, getting out to vote on April 24th. Thank you so much. Thank you.